All right, we're live. Just give me a second, folks. Just gotta make sure everything's going good here. Okay, it looks all good on my end. Hello, everyone. My name is Smiley Riley, and welcome to Smiley Gaming. This isn't going to be a long stream. It's just going to be like a kind of an introduction stream. I'm calling it episode 1, but it's really more of an introduction. And yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk about a couple things today. I want to do a vintage story live stream kind of season, kind of inspired by Corzar, actually. If you don't know who he is, go check him out. I will link him down in the description later on. But essentially what I want to do is, I'm not starting from scratch. This is a currently already existing world. I have about 12 or about 320 hours into it. So, you know, I'm quite far along. There's still lots I haven't done. Here's my little leather making room. And my swavite floor. So I've dug up a lot of meteorites, as you can see. I was actually so mad when I made this suit because I made the whole thing as plate armor and then I did a scale helmet by accident. But yeah, so a couple of the things I wanted to talk about today would be, instead of like starting a new world over and over and over as we tend to do, especially in games like Minecraft and Vintage Story, I want to keep this world going, kind of a forever world, if you will. And so what we're going to do is, I already have a base set up here with lots of supplies, got a windmill, got animals, fields, got lots of food. So we got everything we need to get going here. And I kind of built a few things, I kind of half-assed it though. You know, I'd like to get better at my building, which is kind of a reason. It's kind of the reason I wanted to do live streams, is so I'm forced to get on here like once or twice a week and just start building stuff. And one of the first things I want to do is I want to do a big project. So it's kind of going to be medieval fantasy. So if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, and I didn't have any ideas, so I just kind of picked something. I landed on it. And what we're going to do here, because we got a big hillside and a big flat plain here, it's actually a plateau. It drops off over there and over there. It's actually a really cool spot. One of the coolest seeds I ever got so far. And I've started quite a few Vintage Story worlds, but this is the best one by far. It doesn't have all the materials, but like no seed ever does in Vintage Story. You got to do a lot of traveling. So what I want to do here is, if you're familiar with Lord of the Rings, there's the castle, the big siege that took place at Minas Tirith, I believe that's how it's pronounced. I'm not sure, but it's like the big white multi-tiered city. I believe there's like 7 tiers to it. So I kind of want to do that when there's that big flat pointy plateau at the top where Buddy runs out of the tower and jumps off on fire. In the 3rd movie, I believe it was. Yeah, I haven't watched the movies in a while, but I believe it was the 3rd movie. So yeah, that's what I want to do here. So that's what we're going to do for a project in this area. And then, so the plan is to, instead of starting new worlds over and over, we're going to move to new locations and start different projects. I'll do like community polls and stuff, and whoever is watching me, I don't know how many people it will be at that point. I don't know if the stream will pick up traction after a while or not, but we will see. And I'll do polls, and people can vote on things to build, or you can drop comments and stuff like that. So it'll be fun. It'll be funner than just playing by myself. It'll be a community thing, since that's why we're on YouTube in the first place. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of just walk around, give you a little tour of what's going on here. Got my goats. Animals are kind of difficult to get. Like, there's some, you can cheese it, I tried to trap baby pigs, and I got some. I trapped a bunch of chickens, and that worked. But it doesn't work so great for pigs and other things. And there's a lot of sitting and waiting there. Like I literally set up like a deer blind, like a little tree fort, and I waited for hours and hours, like in real life, just waiting for animals to come along. It was kind of cool, like real life hunting. I'm a real life hunter, so it was, I'm not used to sitting around. I'm used to sitting around for a while, like, and having lots of patience waiting for something to come. But it gets kind of tedious in a video game, to be honest. So yeah, there's ways to trap animals, and I'll show you that at some point. This is not going to be like Corazar's stuff, like his guide series, which are legendary, by the way. If you don't know who he is or what he does, go check him out for sure. Like I said, I will link him down in the description. What else did I want to talk about? All right, stream goals. Talk about moving around plans. I did that. Big projects at each new location. Check. Ideas for big projects. I covered that too. Oh yeah, going south at some point. I've seen a lot of YouTubers, including Corazar, do that. And I have never been to the south yet. It's kind of like, not like a whole new experience, but definitely a new experience. Like there's different crops you can plant, different animals. Apparently it's getting a little more dangerous down there, I think. Like before it was like nothing would really attack you, but I think they're adding more mobs. I'd have to look that up to be sure. Maybe I'm wrong. And please feel free to correct me anytime I am wrong. Help me, help you, help me, sort of thing. But yeah, Vintage Story is a wonderful game, and I'd like to bring you guys along for the journey. It's kind of like it's a really peaceful, enjoyable game. It can be stressful at times. Like there's the horror elements, which come out at nighttime, and sometimes scare the bejesus out of you. But yeah, so I don't know what I'm going to do with the cam here. Right now I have it set up so you can see I built this Vintage Story Lantern PC out in the shop. There's a whole video on my other channel. That channel kind of took off. It's doing fairly well. I only got 2 videos on it. One of the videos has like 300K, so there's definitely something there. So, but the reason I built that was because the other video did so well, and I like Vintage Story, and I was like, oh, what am I gonna do for a new idea? So I built a Vintage Story Lantern PC, and it is cantilevered out from my wall. I have it anchored into the studs. It is chunky, it is heavy, but it is cool. And what I'm trying to say is I don't know what I'm gonna do for like a camera setup. If you guys just want to look at the PC the whole time that I'm playing, or if you want a face cam, it'd be much appreciated if you could let me know that as well. But yeah, what else was there I wanted to talk about? So to build the Minas Tirith, let me pronounce that properly. We're gonna need a lot of, I believe, limestone, because it's like a pretty light castle build, like light color, very light shade, sorry. Very white with kind of like dark textures mixed in with it, like maybe grays, or we could probably go with the basalt, like right up there. I got my little bedroom built. That's made out of basalt, so that might be on like a nice texture to add, little shades in it or cracks in, like, it's kind of like a marble or something, maybe. I don't know. I'd have to look it up to be sure. But yeah, that's the plan. Like I said, we're not going to stay on here too long today, but I kind of wanted to get this off my chest and get at least one stream going to kind of show you around. This is my little Terra Preta farm here. It is kind of a pain in the bottom that you have to make this stuff now. I kind of came into Vintage Story a little later. Not too late, like it's still in early access, but I came in kind of right after they got rid of like finding Terra Preta naturally in the wild. And that's a little frustrating because I never got to experience that. And I actually think that's a better way to do it than making it. I love crafting things and going searching for stuff, but the amount of rot you gotta have and all the other stuff, it doesn't make any sense to me. So Tyron, if you ever watch this, or if anyone watches this that speaks to Tyron directly, please let him know that I think you should just add Terra Preta back in naturally into the world and kind of find it as you go. It's not particularly easy to find if you watch Corazar's older seasons, but it's not that hard either, like once you know what to spot. And there's mods that can help you find stuff in the dirt, but I'm not gonna add too many mods. For the big builds like I'm planning to do, I'm gonna add mods like QP Chisel Tech. I've seen Corazar and other people use that. That's like a no-brainer. And the quarrying mod. So the way you have to quarry out, like in Vintage Story, if you're not familiar, when you let's put my HUD back on here. Oh, right there. Okay, so when you come over to solid rocks like this, it's not like that game Minecraft where you mine it and you get a whole block out of it. You get little stones. Oh, there's a drifter. There's one of the horrors of the world. Can I kill him with my pickaxe? Okay, anyways. So when you break a stone, it doesn't turn into a block. It turns into just little stones. And in order to get a full stone out of it, you have to relieve all the blocks around it. And then, as you can see, let's go. Get out of here, buddy. Let me go to this screen right. No. There we go. So as you can see, you have to relieve all the blocks on all the sides of the stone in order to relieve it. So needless to say, it is a lot of work. Like, I don't mind it either. Like it's definitely a grindy type of game, but it's a grind that I do not mind, like at all. That's our motto. The grind we do not mind. No, just kidding. But yeah, so to get stones like that, you got to do all that work. And it is a lot of work. And there's another mod called, it's a quarrying mod. It is a quarrying mod, but that might be what it's called. That might be a mod that we add. I'm not sure yet. I don't want to add too many mods. I kind of like just like a bare bones, just base game type of experience. And there's a lot here. But like to do online streams, I know I'm a bit yappity now, but I'll get better. We'll get more focused on our streams and, you know, try to accomplish as much as we can so I'm not wasting anyone's time. But it is going to be more of a casual, just messing around type deal. Let's go back to first person there. So you saw my little farm. I'll show you around on the inside there. There's my very... you see why I want to get better at building? It's very basic. Like, it's functional, but it could look a lot prettier. And I very much look up to the YouTubers that do that put a lot of time. You don't have to, but you can come out with some pretty amazing stuff. Like, okay, here's my little bee farm. Obviously, I have way too many hives. Way too many skeps. These are called skeps, and they're all full of honey. So yeah, this is my little honey farm. Man, you have to do some searching when you want to find honey. When you want to find bees, you have to do some searching sometimes. Like, sometimes you get lucky and find something right away, but usually there's a lot of running around just listening. And there's a mod that you can get, or used to be able to get. It was like, it would put ZZs, like ZZZZ bzzz on your screen when you'd walk past a bee thing, because sometimes you can't always hear it. Like, you can, but sometimes you miss it. So that was kind of helpful. So very select few mods for this playthrough and any other playthrough in the future, but definitely there's some mods that will make it nicer for streaming. And yeah. So, ooh, another thing that I think I want to do, so whenever we move to a new location, I want to maybe not do paths, maybe. It all depends on how far we move away, but I'd really like to clear out, so wherever we would decide on on settling next that we make paths from this location outwards into all other locations. I've already started to do that to like local traders. It's a lot of work, but it's fun. And you know, if you put path stones down, you can get to places faster and, you know, kind of light the way up. Just like, I don't know, kind of like medieval times where there was dirt roads and sometimes they were lit and sometimes they weren't. And I just think it's kind of cool. And this is a very desolate, unforgiving land. Like, everything's trying to kill you out here. We need some food. I don't want to go into... There we go. I just wanted my HUD back. It is definitely a survival game above anything else. Like, you can't even compare it to Minecraft because they're two very different games. Like, there's some similarities for sure. Obviously, the blocks and the crafting stuff. But it is... I don't know. I'm not going to say more difficult. But, like, you know how redstone in Minecraft, you don't really have to use it to get by and make it in the game. Like, you can just avoid it altogether. But in this game, if you want to take advantage of, like, just basic grinding, you can do it by hand, but it's very annoying. So it's kind of encouraged to use all the mechanical systems in the game to, you know, get the stuff done that you need to get done. So there's that. But essentially, to do this first big build here, we're gonna have to go off. I did find limestone. Limestone's like a very white... Let's bring up our guide here. Limestone rock. So that's what the rock looks like. It kind of looks a bit greener now than I remember. Is there a whiter stone than limestone? I don't think. Oh, chalk. Chalk. Ooh, did I find chalk? I might have, and I might have... Oh no, I think I did find chalk. Chalkstone, I don't know how to spell. Chalkbrook. Yes, that's much whiter. That's probably something that we would use. It doesn't need to be white. Chalk sand. That's even whiter, but sand is kind of unstable. As far as I know, I don't know if you have to have your settings a certain way. Not chalk. Chalk gravel. Ooh. Yeah, chalk might be like our main material to get this done. And the Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings, we might not build the exact same thing. So we might do like a few tiers instead of like 7 tiers, because I don't know if we can kind of... And it doesn't have to be the exact same build that was in the movies. We actually might just take inspiration largely from it instead of making it exactly like it. We'll see. If I get more viewers and stuff and people watching, then we'll vote on it and see what the majority of the masses want. And here's my little farm, my little fields. This is not the most optimal way to plant farms, but I kind of want it like, you know, just like a farmer's field going down. Usually you'd put a block of water and then you'd surround it on all sides by fertile soil, and then you put a water here, you'd skip a block, you put water here, no, water, skip 2 blocks, and then another water, skip 2 blocks, another water, same thing, and then surround each water block by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 blocks of fertile land, and then you do the same thing this way. So water here, skip 2, water here, skip 2, and that's the most efficient way to plant your croplands. If you already know this, then just disregard everything I'm saying. I'll try to teach as much as I can through it. Like, I liked Corazar's guide series that way. It was very, very informative. I tend to get off-putted. I tend to be off-put by games like this because they're just, I don't know, maybe I'm lazy, but sometimes they're just a little bit too much and I get overwhelmed. It's not that I can't do it, but they overwhelm me and then I end up, you know, just saying, screw it. But Corazar's guide series really saved me from that and gave me something to enjoy, because this game is, you know, It's just a game. It's a block game, but there's definitely something special here. You can sink a lot of hours into it. So some of these big holes in the ground, I may try to fill them with water somehow. We're definitely going to probably fill that up there and then relocate the reeds I have here. And we'll probably fill that in, at least put a layer or two, or maybe water too. But the Minas Tirith is going to maybe go here or in here. I haven't quite decided. I'll probably do the deciding on that off stream. But yeah, this game's actually quite beautiful at different times of the day. It has built-in shaders, not like Minecraft where you need to... You can get Minecraft looking pretty good, but it's not like that. You don't. It's all built in. It runs really well. Like it is optimized. It's got its own game engine, so you know you don't got to worry about putting a bunch of mods on, but you can if you will, and they make it very easy. You just go on their site and you download the mods you want, and it puts it right onto the game. Like it's not the same as Minecraft at all. And I've had a lot of problems with computers and mods, and I could be wrong, but I think mods actually fried one of my SDs once. I lost a whole computer. I had to start all over from scratch, and it was right after my first time ever modding Minecraft, and I don't think I put a whole heck of a lot of mods on, but it was right after that. It might have just been a coincidence. Who knows? But I have Minecraft. I don't really play it anymore because, I don't know, I just tend to get bored of it really easily. This is a grindy game, but, you know, it really makes you work for it and appreciate what you do in it. And I just have a really good time. I love this game. I love it to death. It's like, this game is what I wish Minecraft was. I wish Minecraft's just so... You got to get really creative. Like, and there's lots of cool YouTubers out there doing creative stuff with it. But I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. There's something here that Minecraft is missing for me, at least in my opinion. So maybe I'll tour you guys around a little bit more. Let's do inside first. This is kind of like my dwarfen inside of a mountain smithing armory type of area, like for metalworking and whatnot. We got calm wind right now, so I can't show you. But you can actually, like, in this game, if you're not already aware, you got big gears, you got smaller gears. This is my gear room down here. It's kind of a mess. So you got your main gear, and you can actually gear these gears up or down like a transmission. And it's quite cool. So if you have these are actually quite hard to run. So usually I'll just run it on like a regular gear, or yeah, not a low gear, but the regular one. And then, but you can also gear it up and then have like a super high speed if the wind is going like violent storm or whatever. So that's pretty cool that way. And I have a lot of iron here. We got some steel. I got some blister steel, which is what you turn iron into, and then you work the blister steel into the steel ingots. So whenever we relocate to a new location in this world, close or far away, we will take a certain amount of materials. I saw Corzar did it in his first guide season, Lupine Ridge. He moved from Lupine Ridge down to the south, and he brought a bunch of steel ingots with him. And, you know, it's kind of like starting fresh, but, you know, it's a little bit nicer. Kind of like New Game Plus sort of thing. So that could be cool. So yeah, here's my quern. You grind up stones and other things, flour and stuff to make pies and and bread and whatnot. And here's the pulverizer where you can pulverize harder to grind stones for like your, what are these called? Refractory bricks. These are where you cook the steel, cook the iron into steel. Oh, I think we actually have to top these off. It's a good time to... So what you do is you load this up with coal. I actually took down a whole forest, like the forest within like a kilometer in every direction. And I made a huge charcoal pit. So we're good on charcoal for a long time. I'll take you downstairs and show you that in a second. There we go. But yeah, Like, look at these little details I put in here yesterday. This was just a bit too high, so I had to chisel it down. Then I'm like, oh, let's add little raily things here just to make it look a little cooler. And you can do that in this game with no mods. It's got a chiseling, so you can actually go down even smaller than this, and you can make things, oh, you can make things really detailed. I forgot you gotta crouch to do certain things. Yeah. You gotta fire these about 5 times. So it takes a lot of coal to make this, but steel is by far the most durable, longest lasting. It's amazing. And early game, you gotta, oh, there's so many cool mechanics. When I start over, I guess we're not gonna go through that stuff if I start over with a bunch of steel. We might have to talk about that. Maybe that'll be like, I'll put that in polls too. Oh yeah. Lighting, that is a mod I want, is the lighting mod, because, you know, you think you got it lit up like a Christmas tree on Christmas in here, and nope, it is not enough. Let me put this away. Oh, I have a Falx. Get back here, buddy. You're going down. The combat in this game is nothing to write home about, but I don't really think that's a big deal, to be honest. It is what it is. I don't think combat is supposed to be the main attraction here. I think the horror elements are not, like, alone, when you're alone in your room at night and it's all dark and you're playing this game and a shiver sneaks up on you, it'll scare the bejesus out of you. Oh, there's a shiver right there. Get back here. Oh no, this is bow turn, not a shiver. Where's the shiver? These are drifters right here. These little buggers. There's some good lore videos on YouTube too. If you want to know more about what's going on here, like there's quite a bit of lore, and it's actually very interesting. I have not done any of like the boss fights or the main missions in this game. Like, it's kind of a story-based driven game, but not really. Like, it's more of a open sandbox type game. But there is some lore and there's some boss missions, and maybe I will do that with you guys at some point. We'll see. But yeah, here's my little, what do you call this? Oh, a bee kiln? I think you call it a bee kiln. You can actually, they added this recently, earlier this year, or last year, where you can get different sorts of clay in the world just as a vanilla. And you used to be able to cook these in the ground pit kilns, and it would turn it into like a singular color. But now you can use these bee kilns here. It used to be a mod, but they added it into the game. And you can open a certain amount of doors, and it will change the two types. Oh no, there's also fire clay. I don't think you can change fire clay into anything else though. So you got two types of clay bricks here, red and blue, and you can turn them into multiple different colors. So you can turn it into like a red or a similar color to that, but then there's also a lighter color and then two darker colors, I think. I can't remember, don't quote me. It's been like, oh geez, I don't know how long it's been. Maybe it's been close to a year since I played this game. I played it a little bit while my nieces and nephews were over this summer, but nothing serious. Just to show them that Vintage Story is way cooler than Minecraft will ever be. Minecraft has a special place in my heart, and I'm sure all of our hearts, but, you know, it really didn't go to anywheres. It didn't go far. Like, it's fun to pick up, but the 2-week stage in Minecraft it's for real. I think everyone feels that. And they're like, I said this in my wooden PC build when I built this PC up here. I said that there's no such thing as the 2-week phase in Vintage Story. You're either locked in or you're not. Like, it's more like a 2-month phase because it takes so long to get anything done in this game, but when you do, it feels very rewarding. Not everyone's going to feel like that about this game for sure, but I definitely do, and I know there's a bunch of people out there that do, so Yeah. Oh yeah, downstairs. I'll take you downstairs. Like I said, this is my little gear room. So you got an attachment place on the bottom of these gears, I believe. So yeah, you can run something off the bottom or the top, and you can also run it from the edge here. And if you run it from the edge, or if you run it from the center, I think it gears it down. But if you run it from the edge and then out to another gear to the center and then down to here, it gears it up. I don't know if I'm saying that right. But you see how fast some of these move? And then you see like how slow some of those move. So that's like a regular gear. And then you come off this one, go down to here, and then it gears it up. It took me forever to figure out how to do that. I had to watch tutorials online. I feel stupid now because it's really not that hard. But so this is coming down from the windmills, and I got 1, 2, 3. I got 8. I got 8 sails up there, like full sails powering this baby. So that's plenty. And yeah, so if you coming down from the windmill and you run it off the edge here, that's just a regular gear. You can actually gear these down though. So if you come, oh, how do you gear it down? So to gear it down, you would come off the bottom of this, I believe, and go to the big gear, I think, and then run stuff off the smaller gear, something like that, or maybe vice versa. You kind of just got to play around with it, really. It's just one of those games, man. So let's come over here, and I did the biggest charcoal pit you can do, just for the heck of it, and also so I would never run out of charcoal, for as long as I live. And it is 11 by 11 by 11. I think you can make, I forget what the smallest pit is. Is it a 1 by 1? Or just a 1? Or maybe it's a 2 by 2 or a 3 by... We can look it up. Progression guide. Chimney, bloomers. Might be here. I'm just missing it. Let's wait. Charcoal burning. So charcoal pit, yeah, you can be as small as 2 by 2 by 2 or as large as 11 by 11 by 11. 11 by 11 by 11 doesn't seem like much, but holy crap, dude, it took me forever to fill this room up and then burn it, and I had such anxiety when I went to burn it, because if you don't have every last one of these filled, it won't work. And I think you'll lose the wood. I think it'll just burn it up instead of turning it into charcoal. So I meticulously double, triple, quadruple, quintupled, checked this room before I lit it on fire. I think I lit it on fire over here. Yeah, over here. So I came up and over, and I left one little empty block here to make my little fire pit on. And with a lot of anxiety, I lit it, thinking I checked it the best I could, and I did. It worked out. But yeah, there's a lot of, how many levels do we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there's still 6. Yeah, there's still 6 levels down from here. Yeah, you gotta watch your food in this game. It's definitely a survival game. I'll go get another crock here. We're not going to keep this going too much longer. I just kind of wanted to get on here and yap my brains out and get it all onto a stream. I don't know if I showed you guys my leather room already. I think I was talking off stream when I did that. Yeah. So this is my little leather working area, if I didn't already say that. I have four sections here. So 1, 2, 3. This is a little section right here. And I have a bucket. You need a bucket to put stuff in and out of here, or a bowl, but bowls take a lot longer. So I got 3 that I use, and I always have ready. And then usually there's a little bit left over, depending on whether you're using, what can you use? You use like limestone, chalkstone, or borax, and one of them is better. I think the borax is much more efficient. so you don't need to use as much of it to get the job done. But there's always a little bit left over, so I keep an extra 3 barrels over here to use, just so I don't waste any. It's probably not necessary. I could probably just throw it on the ground and be fine, but sometimes it can take a while to find limestone or chalkstone or borax. Sometimes you find it right away. I was actually resorting to seashells for a little bit when I first wanted to start making leather to get away from the pouches. Like, as you can see down here, I got backpacks now. These are the second best storage. There's a newer backpack that I want to build at some point. Maybe we'll spend like a whole few streams just trying to track down all the materials. Or maybe not. Backpack. Yeah, the sturdy leather backpack. So these have 8 slots of storage, and the leather only have 6. Still very good, but if you want to max out your inventory, then you definitely have to get the better backpacks. So another 4 would be 2, 2, 2, and 2. So it'd be a whole another 8 slots here. So it'd bring us down to that second last row. And I don't know, maybe all this space is here for a reason. Like, maybe they're gonna build even better backpacks or storage carry-on slots at some point, so you can fill up all this space here with slots. I don't know. It's still in early access, so everything is subject to change. Get a little skylight here. See, nothing is like, sometimes I build cool things and it looks all right. Like, I match colors and, you know, I do little chisel projects, nothing fancy, but I want to get better at all that stuff. And I think an online stream and, you know, potentially people coming to watch could help me with that. I want to get much more artistic with my building. I don't know if I already showed you guys in here. Yeah, I think I showed you the meteoric iron. I'm very ADHD, so my mind is all over the place. I'm surprised I've kept it together for this long. So this is where I keep all my crocs. You have to do food prep in this game. So if you do not want to die, you have to do food prep. And so I put the old crocs up here. And if you want your crocs to last long, you got to put it in like a cellar area here with no access to outside air. And it has to be a certain size. I forget. Maybe it can be 7 by 7 by 7, or maybe that was a greenhouse. I can't remember. It's all in the handbook though, so if you don't ever know anything, just start looking through here. There's lots of little guides here. Smelting, smithing, prospecting. Prospecting is a thing you do a lot of to find different stuff like ores and what have you. Food preservation right here. So let's say you don't know. Yeah, 7 by 7 by 7 with in size with a door. You need a door like a trap door or a regular door. I built these 3 high doors. I actually like the 3 high doors. They're pretty nice. But yeah, this is where all the food be. And I forget which direction I'm heading here to use up the newest to the oldest, but as you can see, it lasts pretty long once you get going. So these are like 3 years and something. 3 years. Some of this is like 4.6 years. And we got lots of veggies, tons of fruit from our fruit trees. Got a little bit of, we got some bread in here, some rice bread. It is very hard to grow rice here in my location, as far as I can remember. Maybe it was easy, but I think I had to wait to a certain time. As you can see, it gives you stats. So when eaten, 300 saturation, food category, grain, baking temperature, how long it lasts for. So grain lasts for a very long time, and you can actually regrind it to reset the time, as far as I know, unless they change that. And then we got pumpkins here. You can actually carve pumpkins in this game, which is crazy. Like, there's so much to talk about in Vintage Story. It's unreal. Like, I can sit there and watch Corzar's stuff for just like hours. Like, it's very chill. He's one of the most wholesome YouTubers on all of YouTube. Like, definitely go check him out. I will plug his channel all the time. I wouldn't be doing this right now if it wasn't for Kurzar. I wouldn't have built that wooden PC if it wasn't for Kurzar and another guy on YouTube. Like, YouTube's a wonderful place if you use it for good and not for death scrolling all the time, because none of us ever do that, right? So here's all my grain. I am stacked right now. I am rich AF. And it takes quite a while to get to this point, and you know, it really does feel good once you get here. I used to have like a little ladder here to get up into my room where my room's at. I think that's where we start. Here I got a little open little peephole so you can actually see the wooden axle turning from the windmills up above. Little storage case, little display case. Rich crystallized gold, rich copper, galena, lead, rich crystallized. Oh yeah, I found a bunch of rich hematite, which is a type of iron ore. You're pretty ballin' once you get to iron ore. Like you're pretty stacked at that point. I got tons of supply. Look at all the leather I got already. Like. And see, once you get to this point in the game, it can get boring. That's why I want to get better with building and like take on some big projects. So, and like start like, I want to do live streaming like once or twice a week maybe. I'm trying to keep up on like 2 other channels. One for sure is going to be like heavy duty this year. I got like I kind of want to like get into story writing and storytelling and cinematic video type stuff. I really like those type of YouTubes, and I'd like to share my life in a cool type of way like that. So that's one of my channels. I only posted one kind of half-assed video on there so far, but I'm gonna put a lot of time, and I'm gonna try to get a bunch of videos out on that channel this year, and see what happens. And I want to keep my woodworking, my PC building woodworking channel going, but PC parts are very expensive, so. You're going to get what you get on that channel, unfortunately, unless I get like donations or people donating PC parts for me to build. There's not much I can do there. I want to get like a bunch of PC parts together and kind of reuse them, but I want them to be, you know, half decent PC parts and, you know, I don't know. I need a bunch of parts in order for me to keep rebuilding cases. And, yeah, let me, is there anything else I wanted to show you guys? Well, let's look at the map really quick. So this is where we're at right here. And all the land that you can see up here is places I've been. And as you can see, there's something off over here. So this would have been when I went through a translocator. It's like a teleporter. Okay, so there's like a way back, but when I have it marked blue, it's a way back. And when you see it marked red, or like a rougey, reddish purple color, that is the way out. So that is where you teleport from. And the blue over here is where you teleport to. So this one didn't take me all that far. This one kind of did. Oh, I think that one's... Okay, so this is the chert area, I think. Yeah, I think that's chert, which is a very nice stone. We're not going to use it right away. And that's... I think that's slate or shale. Let's look around over here. So one of these areas... Okay, I think one of these... There's actually a bunch of chalk stone in here. It might have been limestone, but I'm pretty sure it was chalk, which we're going to need a lot of. So I've already found that, which is great. So that's going to kickstart us on that build. And then I got to figure out... I'll probably go into creative mode and do a couple more... What was I going to say? Yeah, I'll go into creative mode. I'll do a couple like test builds, just throwing some materials together to see what looks the best and what looks most like the Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings. And yeah, so I'm going to have to hop through one. I don't even know where the translocators go, to be honest. So I know this is one spot where I wanted to go. And there's the springs. Yeah. I'm getting confused. I've been talking for too long. I don't think there was anything down this way too exciting. That looks like maybe a ruin. But one cool thing about this game is, as the game updates and changes, like hopefully there's still a long time to go before they release the full game. I don't think there is, to be honest. I think they want to release it within the next year or two, maybe 3. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that. But as we go to new areas and expose new parts of the map that hasn't been exposed or generated, it should hopefully generate different land than it originally would have when I started this back in... I think I started this world in 1.19, I think. Also, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure that's when I started that. So it'll be cool to see new land generated in different ways than it would have been originally when I started this world. So that's going to be cool too. But yeah, we're going to have places to go. We got to go check out, just double check to make sure that's the right stuff. I'm going to get mods installed at some point. I don't know when I'm going to do these official streams. I have to get my other channels and my plans ready for the year on those other stuff, get that stuff going, and then I'm going to work streams into it. But I want to do a schedule where I come on stream every week or twice a week and just stream with you guys. So 2 are watching right now. 1 might be my mother and 1 might actually be me. I don't know if I count as a viewer on here. I'm watching myself stream just to make sure everything's going good. So I might actually be one of the viewers. But there's 1 other person watching. Whoever's watching, if it is my mother or another family member, thank you. And if it's someone else, thank you as well. Don't forget to like, share. If you're feeling generous, subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Let me know, face cam or PC lantern cam. Down in the comments.